Welcome everybody to the Performance Max Academy. For those of you who are new to Google Ads Academy, it's nice to meet you. My name is Jeff Kirschman and I'll be facilitating the day. For those of you who are not new, welcome back. As always, it's great to be here with you, our dedicated practitioners out there in the field. Just know that we appreciate you, the role that you play in business's success, the customer journey, and also in your ongoing dedication to improving your skill set and craft by attending these Academy sessions. So you know, I'll be joined today by a couple more Googlers, Adam McDaniel and Stefan Hill. These guys are going to walk you through some of the more very important steps for your Google Ads accounts. Before we kick off, let's start off with a few housekeeping items to make sure that we're all on the same page. First and foremost, in this format, questions are welcome. So if you've got a question, please type your question in the box below. We've actually got a team of product specialists who are ready to answer. We'll get to your questions as quickly as possible. Trust us. That being said, please don't submit your question multiple times. Just rest assured that we received them and we're working behind the scenes to get you a proper answer. We will continue to answer these questions after your content or after the content is over, and you'll actually be notified when your question's answered. We know that many of you often ask if slides will be available afterwards, and unfortunately, we cannot share the slides. That being said, this video will actually be on demand afterwards, so if you need to return and review certain sections over again, feel free to do so at your leisure. Lastly, we really do value your feedback, and it would mean a lot to us if you could take the time at the end to submit the form and share what you liked or what you didn't like so that we can continue to improve the Google Ads Academy program for viewers like yourselves. So, really for a look at the agenda for today's session. This session is what you may describe as a little bit more advanced. Performance Max has been used for a while now, and during that time we've seen and heard how the migration process has been going, the positives and some of the challenges. Here, our goal is to really set you up for an even more successful migration. We plan to do that with even more transparency of how change will happen, some advanced techniques and tactics so you can be even more proactive in how you approach the upcoming migration and adjust for the season, and then highlight some of the watch-outs to minimize some of the potential setbacks. Now, some of this content may seem somewhat advanced, or if it does, what we encourage you to do is to check out our previous PMAX conversation on Academy for further support. For the bulk of today's content, as I mentioned earlier, we are lucky to have two specific individuals from Google that will be presenting today. I say that because these two gentlemen have been hyper-focused and dedicated to this change, and being so close to it, their thinking is even more advanced on what you need to know and really kind of how to explain it. They've also seen a variety of successes, identified and managed obstacles, and they're really here to help you be even more successful in this change. With that, to set the stage, I'll cover a quick overview of the current situation. As a starting point, it's obvious the consumer journey is constantly evolving and getting even more complex. With new ways to discover, research, and purchase, customers are engaging across an ever-growing number of channels. In this particular study, it notes that some consumers have 500 plus digital touchpoints before making a purchase. Research has also found that 80% of people say that they typically use both online search and video when researching products to buy. Another interesting fact is that when it comes to shopping online, they're doing more of it. 70% of consumers say that they buy even more online now than they did pre-COVID. So what we have here is a situation where people are doing more of it and the journey is more complex. Well, this situation lends itself to both opportunities and challenges. The obvious opportunity is that we have more customers than ever before. The challenge is that the manual campaign optimization can really no longer manage or scale at this pace, which is why more and more advertisers are turning or have already turned to automation to engage customers effectively and at scale. With all of this constant and rapid change, There's no doubt that leading marketers like yourselves are asking, how can we be sure that we're doing everything we can to drive the most optimal performance at Google? Well, that's a great question, and it's fair. We believe the answer is with our newest campaign type, Performance Max, or as we call it, PMax. It's a new campaign type that will maximize your performance across Google Ads inventory using automation. It's going to save you valuable time and simultaneously drive towards your goals. As I mentioned, I have the light lift of really kind of capturing the current state. From here, I'm going to hand it over to the experts, Adam and Steph, to really take you through the rest of the learning journey. Gentlemen, I pass it over to you.
Thanks, Jeff. Hi, everyone. My name is Adam, and I'm a product lead for a suite of our automated solutions, and I'm focusing on the Performance Max for retailers this year. In my section, I'll briefly cover the what and the why of Performance Max for your retail efforts, and round out some details on the upgrade from Smart Shopping campaigns to Performance Max. Later on, my good friend Steph will cover more details on the how with some advanced retail tactics for Performance Max. As Jeff mentioned, Performance Max can help marketers navigate complex retail media landscapes and drive performance through automation. But it can also help retailers drive their specific goals with its wide range of features and customization. Whether you're driving online sales, focusing on new customers, bidding towards omnichannel sales, or store goals, there are various ways to utilize Performance Max to achieve this. In order to be successful, e-commerce businesses must find the most effective way to acquire new customers and build lifetime value of their existing customers. Relying solely on waiting for a consumer to seek out your product often isn't enough to achieve growth goals. Performance Max campaigns help you automatically find new customers searching or viewing your products, as well as build lifetime value of your existing customers, all while hitting your overall business goals. The great thing about Performance Max with the product feed is that there are more levers to balance new and existing customers than existing shopping formats, such as smart or standard shopping campaigns. But what else is new about Performance Max? Well, there's more reach with the additional inventory, paired with the best automated features of those formats. There's better serving of creatives through asset groups, which allow flexibility to pair various assets and audience signals with specific products, all while maximizing performance within a campaign's target or budget, and without the need of complex campaign structures. There's also a variety of new bidding features, which I'll cover soon. There's also more insights and reporting. There's more tools to help steer automation. As mentioned with Performance Max campaigns, you'll gain access to inventory across Google formats such as YouTube, Gmail, and Google Display. As a previous marketer, I like to think of Performance Max as a cross-channel portfolio bid strategy. Currently, the only way to get a true cross-channel portfolio that balances performance and efficiency within a single target or budget across all these formats here is with Performance Max. Smart Shopping campaign users have already enjoyed this idea of a cross-channel portfolio of bidding with several formats. And Performance Max takes it to the next level with more of our core performance formats and their automated features. And how does Performance Max take the success of Smart Shopping campaigns further? In addition to shopping to display with Smart Shopping, Performance Max with the product feed adds search text, discovery, YouTube in-stream, and maps, as well as the respective creative formats for each of those channels. Again, as a previous marketer, I know how having additional levers of bid strategies and targeting options and control can help retailers better achieve their goals. And that's why I'm excited to see additional bidding features for retailers with Performance Max with the product feed. For example, target CPA and maximize conversion bid strategies are now available, although we still love and prefer value-based bidding, such as target ROAS or max conversion value. We also have more customization options for the new customer acquisition feature, with the ability to now focus only on new customers that can also optimize towards the true value of those new customers, as well as the ability to balance both new and existing customers with different values assigned down to the campaign level. In addition, marketers can now add their favorite audience signals and asset groups to tell Performance Max what first-party data is important to them and should be considered in automated bids. We also have more flexibility with structure and goals for omni-bidding advertisers, with additional features coming soon. Bit of a side note, those using standard shopping with target ROAS and are wanting more control with new and existing customers, you're actually better off and going to achieve better results when using Performance Max with the product feed. So I would highly recommend regular shopping 2 ROAS users to test it out if that sounds like you. Even manual bidders would be better off given the major lift of performance when shifting from manual bidding to Performance Max with a feed. And what is that lift? Well, for campaigns that upgrade from Smart Shopping campaigns to Performance Max for the product feed, we see a 12% uplift of conversion value at a same or better ROAS. For advertisers coming from standard shopping, that lift is even higher, of about a 46% conversion value lift at a same or better ROAS. So beyond some of these additional levers and features I highlighted on the last slide, the performance gains advertisers have seen with shifting either their standard or Smart Shopping campaigns over to Performance Max also helps retailers achieve their growth goals. All right, so I'm sure you've been following our updates that later this year, Smart Shopping campaigns will be auto-upgraded to Performance Max. I have some thoughts on this, on how to approach the migration that have worked well when discussing with both our advertisers and internal teams, and also have some updates on how it will look and work in your account. Also covers some of the major hurdles that we've seen advertisers face when either using or migrating to Performance Max with the product feed, as well as a deep dive into some of those major hurdles. So just a quick update on where we've been and plan to be with Smart Shopping campaigns and Performance Max. So the upgrade tool that allows Smart Shopping campaigns to seamlessly migrate to Performance Max started to launch in April, which allows advertisers the ability to upgrade voluntarily. By the end of September is when we expect any campaigns that had access to the migration tool to be auto-upgraded. Now, where you fit on this timeline of upgrade tool availability and your auto-upgrade date will vary depending on your account and your Smart Shopping features used. I'll cover more details on how we're notifying accounts of tool availability, as well as their specific auto-upgrade dates. Just a note that there will be a small number of campaigns that might not receive access to the upgrade tool this year, and those campaigns will not be required to auto-upgrade until early next year. You'll be hearing more from your partner or Google account team if you fall into this category. So something I've found helpful with the upgrade process is making sure everyone is assured of what Performance Max with the product feed will deliver. And that is what you are already potentially receiving and optimizing towards with Smart Shopping campaigns, plus more. In my discussions with some of our advertisers, they had concerns that not using all of the new features in Performance Max would mean potentially less performance than their Smart Shopping campaigns, and that is not the case. Performance Max takes all of the inventory from Smart Shopping campaigns and layers on additional features in inventory. If you still have concerns about the upgrade process, one way to think about it is a two-step process. The first step is to maintain your potential Smart Shopping performance and tactics by using the upgrade tool, or just letting the campaign auto-upgrade. By using the upgrade tool, you will have a much smoother rollout, and settings and targets will carry over. After the upgrade to Performance Max, you can keep your Smart Shopping campaign processes and tactics when migrating over as well, such as how you structure campaigns and products, and use features such as new customer acquisition, bidding, seasonality adjustments, and more. Now, the second step is when you are comfortable after the upgrade to Performance Max and a bit familiar with Performance Max, then go ahead and take advantage of some of the new features, such as adding additional assets, playing around with asset group strategies, audience signals, and more. Steph will actually cover some new tactics available to Performance Max for retailers later on in this session. So if day one after the upgrade, you do want to take advantage of all the new Performance Max features, go for it. But I just want to reassure everyone that even if you do not go in and add additional assets or flesh out asset groups and so on, once you upgrade to Performance Max, you'll still maintain that base level of potential performance or reach that you had with Smart Shopping campaigns. So the same concept mostly applies even if you did a manual migration from Smart Shopping to Performance Max without the upgrade tool, but understand that a manual migration can lead to learning periods in the short term. So this is why we strongly recommend using the upgrade tool or to wait for the auto upgrade. There are three main ways we are notifying accounts of tool availability, which will also be the ways that you can upgrade your Smart Shopping campaigns and local campaigns. The first will be a notification in the alerts in the top right. The second will be through the recommendations tab. And the third will be through the campaigns table. If you only plan to voluntarily upgrade a handful of campaigns to start, you would want to turn to either the recommendations tab or the campaigns table. Note that this is the same process for upgrading your local campaigns as well. And if you have both Smart Shopping campaigns and local campaigns, there will be two different sets of alerts and recommendations, but it will essentially be the same upgrade process. Once you voluntarily upgrade your Smart Shopping or local campaigns, your existing settings, targets, budgets, and more will carry over to Performance Max. You'll see a status of the upgrade in process as well. After the upgrade is complete, you'll see the newly created Performance Max campaign, which then links to your old Smart Shopping or local campaign. The old campaign will be removed and no longer editable, but you'll still be able to view historical data from your previous campaign. Before the auto upgrade date, we're also notifying accounts of a date of when we will start upgrading your Smart Shopping and local campaigns. It's the same underlying migration process whether you voluntarily upgrade with the tool or let us auto upgrade your campaigns, so don't stress if you don't get around to using the upgrade tool yourself. All right, moving on to some of the hurdles that we have seen advertisers face when migrating or using Performance Max with a product feed. We still sometimes see overlap of the same products between Smart Shopping and Performance Max with product feed campaigns. And once those live Smart Shopping campaigns are migrated to Performance Max, it could cause some potential issues as you try to optimize with the same products and multiple Performance Max campaigns. This won't necessarily harm you in the short term, but it could make things less than ideal in the long term by making analysis and subsequent optimizations hard to nail down. And in some cases, could make learning periods longer when trying to do things such as add assets or shift campaign goals. Performance Max is meant to be complementary to other formats, including search, display, and video. When using Performance Max with a product feed, keep core formats such as video action and discovery campaigns active to further drive your retail goals, just like how we advise to keep core search campaigns active. If you have performance goals, keep those campaigns on with your targets to ensure coverage, since Performance Max may decide at times not to drive on that respective format. But also, if you have different targeting, branding, or conversion goals, you have that flexibility with displaying video campaigns through audience levers, creatives, and more. Before the tool was widely available to all, we had advertisers sometimes manually shift from Smart Shopping campaigns to Performance Max, and this caused a several-week learning period and some fluctuations. This is why we stress using the upgrade tool when it is available in your account. And although this is not as widespread as the others, but it's important to know, we've had a handful of advertisers accidentally migrate their Smart Shopping campaigns over to Performance Max with the upgrade tool, so just watch out where you click, as that Smart Shopping campaign cannot be reactivated and is removed while the Performance Max campaign takes over. A hurdle we've seen with some advertisers is the use of negative keywords, such as branded negative keywords, even though they were not or had no plans to use them on their Smart Shopping campaigns. Negative keywords on Performance Max with a product feed do not just exclude search text ads. They also exclude you from branded terms on shopping ads, topics on YouTube video titles, display page content, and more. If for some reason Performance Max with the product feed compels you to use a branded negative keyword, first do a quick search for your brand and add on a product you sell to that branded query. Any competitor showing up on shopping will essentially get to own more of that valuable real estate on those terms and potentially capture some previously high intent customers. Something helpful to understand, help move past this specific hurdle, is how Performance Max works with search keywords and other formats, which I'll address in the next few slides. Okay, so some of you asked how Performance Max interacts with other formats. Well, first off, for search keywords that exactly match a query, your search campaign will take priority. For queries that do not exactly match a search keyword in your search campaigns, it will be up to ad rank. We'll cover these top two in detail with an example on the next slide. For your Smart Shopping campaigns, Performance Max with the product feed takes priority for feed-based inventory. But for the non-feed display ad serving, that will goes out to the campaign with higher ad rank. For your standard shopping campaigns, Performance Max with the product feed also takes priority. And for your non-feed display and video campaigns, those will serve to the campaign with the highest ad rank. Something helpful to further understand is how search keywords interact with Performance Max. If you have an exact match keyword, that keyword will take priority over Performance Max when serving a search text ad. If a user's query exactly matches how you entered in your broad or phrase match terms, again, that will also get treated as exact match keyword, and that keyword will take priority over Performance Max in that scenario. If a user's query doesn't exactly match up to a keyword in your account, then the campaign or ad with the highest ad rank, which considers creative relevance and performance, will be selected to serve. If you have concerns about Performance Max showing up for certain queries, understand ad rank will take care of that. But if you still have concerns after that, you can ensure that there are exact match terms in your search campaigns, or they're entered in for broadened phrase as such. Diving in a bit more on this concept of overlap, overlap always exists in an account to a degree. And you launch additional campaigns or expand targeting in hopes to incrementally drive performance. For example, Sometimes you will add a broad match search keyword that could potentially overlap on queries with an existing broad match keyword in a different campaign. Highest ad rank is designed to make sense of this. So when I hear advertisers say they're going to pause Performance Max of the product feed due to concerns about overlap with existing campaigns, to me this sounds like they should also go back and pause, say all the new broad match keywords you added over the past year, since those could also overlap with other broad match keywords. This is not recommended and decremental. And although we have guidelines such as make sure that there isn't product overlap across multiple shopping campaigns and thematic search ad groups, we don't advise kind of hardcore sculpting, with negative keywords. So just let queries and auctions funnel into products and keywords based on relevancy and if they achieve your bid strategy's targets. For advertisers with multiple accounts, we do have some tips though to help ensure that priority is met, as well as maximizing the potential of automated bidding. If you have separate shopping and search CIDs, make sure to mark them as equivalent and consider using an MCC conversion action across those CIDs to not only share auction time bidding signals across campaigns, but also other attribution benefits. You can also achieve the same effect of ensuring priority and cross-campaign bid signal sharing by consolidating shopping and search campaigns into one account. As a previous marketer, I preferred a single account for Google Ads efforts, also from an operational flow perspective, such as reporting and quick analysis, such as using segments. Before I hand it over to Steph, I just want to leave with another point that I found helpful when discussing the Performance Max concerns or questions with our advertisers, as well as our internal account teams. With that point being, most of the answers to questions or concerns of Performance Max of the product feed also apply to smart shopping campaigns, such as how should I structure campaigns, concerns about queries, audience list control, spend across formats, and other tactics. So beyond the power of both Smart Shopping and Performance Max campaigns automation to make sense of things, the great thing with Performance Max is it also has additional features to allow marketers more tactics to drive retail performance specific to their business and media efforts. So with that, I'll hand it over to Steph, who will cover some of those tactics and features.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephen Hill, and I'm a Google Product Automation Lead who specializes in Performance Max with the feed. We'll be going through a lot of great new content today, mainly on Performance Max with the feed, and some light content on Performance Max for store goals. I hope you enjoy the session and learn new tactics to help your business grow. Without further ado, let's get right into it. First, we'll start with setting up your campaigns to meet your business goals. To set the stage, Performance Max can help drive your business goals no matter what those goals are. It's important to make sure you're optimizing towards the goals that will make your business successful, no matter if you have goals around revenue, profit, acquisition, omni-channel goals like store visits, or a plethora of other goals you could be looking to drive. Now, if you're looking to maximize revenue, we recommend that you create one Performance Max campaign with a feed so you can ensure that you're able to scale efficiently across products that users are looking to buy on Google. This one campaign strategy is the best fit for a company that has similar products, volumes, and margins, so we can maximize revenue with maximized conversion value with or without a ROAS goal. Keep in mind, if you start out with this strategy and your business goals change, you can always iterate and improve upon this in the future. It's simple to set up a Performance Max campaign with the goal of maximizing revenue across all products. First, you'll need to create a new campaign and select Performance Max. Next, you'll set up a budget and bidding type. We recommend max conversion value with the ROAS target, so Performance Max can go after your goals. Lastly, you will set up asset and listing groups to finish the creation of the Performance Max campaign. Remember that this is a great strategy, especially if your monthly conversion volume isn't very high. If you're going to break out multiple campaigns, remember to segment out with intention. And what I mean by that is to make sure you're creating new campaigns to go after distinct business goals in these different campaigns. With this in mind, make sure to have different ROAS goals for any new campaigns you break out. If you have a large amount of products with high conversion volumes and different ROAS goals for different types of products, you should consider creating more than one Performance Max campaign. Bidding to profit is a great way to segment campaigns with intention to bid towards different business goals. In this example, footwear and accessories have separate profit margins and therefore different ROAS targets. Separate products into custom labels in the GMC feed and put those custom labels into their own campaign. Make sure to set different ROAS targets for each. In this example, we have 5 separate campaigns and each generate sufficient conversion volume. The highest margin categories have the lowest ROAS targets. This maximizes conversion volume and sales from items that have high margins. ROAS is set higher for products like accessories, which means bidding will be more conservative. These categories are much less profitable in this example. Footwear and apparel may have separate profit margins and therefore different ROAS targets. Separate each product group into its own campaign and set different ROAS targets for each. In this example, they decided to set ROAS targets and uncapped budgets because each campaign will be profitable for them by adhering to the corresponding ROAS goal and maximizing headroom. In this example, the ROAS is 4 or 400% overall. However, if you consider the margin of each of the products, you can see that product B is much more profitable than product A. You could still relax the target ROAS for this product to 3 or 300%. This would still be profitable, and additionally, given the relaxation of ROAS, you could drive more conversions, sales, and scale. In order to bid to profit or label products for other business goals, you can use custom labels within your Google Merchant Center feed. You simply tag the products that are high margin with a custom label, and as previously mentioned, you can then target a campaign only going after this custom label and set a lower ROAS target to help scale your most profitable products. You can also do this for other use cases such as inventory. If you know you have some products that have very limited inventory left before going out of stock, you could tag them as a custom label low stock and bid to a higher ROAS target so we can bid lower for these products. On the flip side, you could also create a custom label high stock for items that are sitting on your shelves and bid to a lower ROAS target to help sell more of these items. Great, now let's move into new customer acquisition in Performance Max. We're really excited about NCA in Performance Max now that the feature is fully launched last Q2 to all advertisers. New customer acquisition helps you achieve business goals that were very complex to solve before this launch. This is a great feature to use, especially if you have acquisition goals. Some new features that have been added in Performance Max that are new compared to Smart Shopping NCA: 1, campaign level customer value versus account level only previously in Smart Shopping. 2, new customer only mode available for all advertisers with the ability to optimize towards true value. And 3, more flexible ways to identify new customers, like providing your own first-party data through customer match lists, setting up conversion tags, and using Google auto detection methods. There are 2 different options for new customer acquisition within Performance Max. New customer value mode, which is recommended. With this solution, new customers are given an added new customer value that you can select at the campaign level. This acts similarly to conversion value rules, where you can bid higher for new customers to help drive acquisition in the same campaign that you're driving retention. New customer only mode. With this solution, you can set a true ROAS goal to go after new customers only. Keep in mind with this solution, you will need to have a duplicate campaign that is not bidding to new customer acquisition, which would be your retention campaign. The new customer only campaign should have a lower ROAS goal compared to the retention campaign, which can have a higher ROAS goal. Here's an example of the bid higher for new customers option within new customer acquisition. You can always adjust the new customer value on the campaign or account level whenever needed. Now here's an example of the new customer only option within new customer acquisition. Use this option if you have dedicated budgets directly for acquisition. Before using new customer acquisition, make sure to use additional features to improve new customer detection and accuracy. First, you can add up to 5 audience lists to the existing customer definition in the conversion settings of your account. Next, you can set the value of customer acquisition value. Here are some more best practices to follow while you're using NCA. Again, remember to upload your customer list to help with new customer detection and accuracy. Set a value for new customer acquisition. If you don't know what that value should be, there will be a default recommended value based on average order value for past campaigns and a typical purchase frequency. Activate new customer bidding from the settings of your campaign. Next, set a budget with NCA in mind. Remember that opting into new customer acquisition bidding, we will be optimizing to new goals. It's recommended to increase your budget by at least 20% to accommodate for this new goal. Great, moving into opting into self-reporting, add the NCA tag snippet to your Google conversion tracking tag can help you with more accurate new customer detection. Having the NCA tag and audience lists added will give you the most accurate new customer detection possible. Adjust levers as needed. You can always adjust budgets, NCA value, ROAS targets, or anything like that to meet the needs of your business. Now, let's move into optimizing to omnichannel goals with Performance Max. You may be wondering, which type of Performance Max campaigns do I need to drive online and offline outcomes for omnichannel goals? The answer is that you will need to run both Performance Max with a feed and Performance Max for store goals to have access to all online and local inventory. As you can see, Performance Max for store goals can only optimize to local conversions, while Performance Max with a feed can optimize to online and local conversions. Performance Max with a feed has local inventory ads capabilities, while Performance Max for store goals is the only type of Performance Max campaign that has Google Maps inventory to drive local intent. Store sales bidding compatibility is not yet launched, but is on the roadmap to come soon for both types of retail Performance Max campaigns. To hammer this point home, the easiest way to bid to omnichannel goals is by using PMax with a feed to bid to both online actions and store visits, or store sales in the near future. Of course, to ensure you're driving local actions, running a Performance Max for store goals campaign to access Google Maps inventory is a great option to boost store visits and local actions. There are other use cases that would mean you need to run both campaign types of Performance Max with a feed and Performance Max for store goals. If you have separate online and offline goals or budgets, you will need to run both campaign types. Offline only or store-centric creative could be misleading if using this in tandem with online inventory. For example, if you use 20% off in-store this week only as a promo, this would not apply if someone clicks through to your site and doesn't see any discounts online on the site. Google Maps inventory is unique to Performance Max for store goals and also helps drive store visits and efficiency. Performance Max for store goals features a range of formats designed to provide local information and drive store visits. Formats are automatically triggered based on signals, shopper, and performance. Current formats include search, maps, business profile, display, YouTube InStream, YouTube home feed, and Gmail. These formats are truly designed to drive local actions. Now that we've talked about reaching your business goals, new customer acquisition, and bidding to local outcomes, let's talk about preparing for seasonality. There are many strategies you can use to help scale over seasonal periods. Performance Max does a great job of capturing demand over these seasonal moments. We'll go into these in detail. Holiday campaign segmentation and creative, featuring holiday products, adjusting levers to scale, seasonality adjustments, and holiday insights. If you have specific products that you want to promote more aggressively over the holiday season or seasonal moment, you can create a new Performance Max with a feed campaign with a lower ROAS goal to help scale those products efficiently. Remember, setting a lower ROAS will help us maximize visibility and gain incremental sales for these high intent periods. As you can see to the right of the screen, here's an example of how this could look. A 3-campaign strategy. One for holiday merchandise, the lowest ROAS goal, a second campaign for high margin categories, medium ROAS goal, and a third campaign for everything else, which would have the highest ROAS goal of the 3. Key watch out, avoid over-segmentation since this can lead to worse or reduced performance. If you have specific holiday creative, messaging, or promotions, a great way to call this out is by creating a holiday-focused asset group within your Performance Max campaign. This can help drive holiday-specific messaging and make customers aware of promotions across all Google inventory that Performance Max runs on. An easy turnkey way to scale into the holiday season can be achieved by lowering your ROAS targets and ensure we have enough budget headroom that we are not reaching our daily budget. If you see that we are hitting our daily budget each day or getting close to it, increasing your budget can help Performance Max achieve more scale within your ROAS goal. If you're willing to take a lower ROAS goal over promotional or holiday periods, this can also help you scale as consumer demand increases. Performance Planner is a great tool to use if you're curious about what scale could look like as you lower your ROAS goals. If you'd prefer to manually adjust your automated bidding for drastic holiday spikes in conversion rates, change your ROAS targets by the same rate that you expect your conversion rates to change. If you're using seasonality adjustments to automatically account for these changes, select a specific time window to which adjustments will be applied, then apply an adjustment based on the expected increase in conversion rate during the seasonal or sales event. If you're using this feature, make sure you're very confident about the accuracy of these numbers. If we expect a higher conversion rate than what actually occurs, this could actually lead us to missing our ROAS goal. On the flip side, if we expect a lower conversion rate than what actually occurs, this means we will overshoot the ROAS target and leave profitable sales on the table. Remember that in both of these cases, you should only make a change for drastic expected changes in conversion rate. Otherwise, Performance Max and Smart Bidding do a great job at reacting to changes in consumer demand and auction fluctuations already. Awesome, now let's dive into optimizing Performance Max for success. Keep in mind that PMax already does bidding, network placement, ad creation, and audience automation. It also achieves your goals with real-time optimization. But there are several levers we can pull when optimizing Performance Max campaigns. Namely, you can use conversion value rules and NCA to give automation more data on what really matters to your business. You can change budget and ROAS constraints based on your goals to help scale, gain valuable insights from the Insights page, add audience signals to steer Performance Max in the right direction of audiences that work well for your business, use Performance Planner to assess changes to budget and ROAS, brand safety features, and lastly, you can improve feed quality in Merchant Center, which powers Performance Max with a feed. Better quality inputs mean better quality outputs and performance for you. Asset groups are new to Performance Max. This is where you will manage creative assets like text, image, videos, logos, and final URLs. Machine learning will create the best combination of these assets in real time to give the best chance of conversion on all inventory. You can continually use ad strength to assess how complete your asset groups are as well. To start, it's recommended to have a general catch-all asset group, which includes all of your products that you're targeting in a campaign. Consider using this asset group to highlight evergreen messaging or what makes your brand unique. If you have very different products and unique creative, you can create category-specific creative. You can also create promotional asset groups, as mentioned previously. Note that in the current state, there is no asset group rotation. For this reason, it's recommended that you only add one product to one asset group in the current state. You can have up to 100 asset groups per campaign with Performance Max. Now moving into ad strength. Ad strength is a real-time feedback tool to guide you on the best practices for optimal asset group setup to maximize performance across all inventory where Performance Max can serve. Always ensure that you have the minimum assets needed during campaign creation. Ad strength evaluates the number of assets and lengths of text that you've added in your asset group. Remember, the more assets you add, the more creative assets you provide to machine learning to improve performance. You can use asset performance ratings of best, good, and low to understand which assets to remove and add new assets in. Pro tip, don't only delete low-performing assets, make sure to replace them with a new asset that could improve performance. Other best practices to follow with asset groups: add as many text assets, image assets, and video assets as possible. Again, this will help machine learning generate the best combination of assets for the creative. Don't forget to update your assets if you have any changes to your business as well. Always use 4+ extensions. Improve ad strength to good or ideally excellent. You can replace low-performing assets with new assets to help boost performance. And it's also a best practice to upload an asset group at least a few days before you want it to go live so you can make sure it goes through the approval process. Audience Signals is an exciting new feature unique to Performance Max. This gives marketers the opportunity to assist in steering automation closer to marketing goals and utilize proprietary audience and demographic intel to incorporate into machine learning. You can add customer match lists, custom intent, and other relevant audiences to help power your Performance Max campaigns. Performance Max gives you added control to ensure your ads are being shown where you want to be shown. You can use account level placement exclusions if you do not want your Performance Max campaigns showing on ads on specific sites, mobile apps, or YouTube channels. Content exclusions allow you to exclude sensitive content or specify specific content you don't want to show ads next to. New to Performance Max, you can now use digital content labels. These work similarly to movie ratings, where you can select a content label. Your campaign will only run on inventory appropriate for that audience. Lastly, you can use keyword exclusions to exclude content on pages, channels, and videos that don't align with your brand. Keep in mind, in the current state, you will need to get your Google team to help add these for you if you're adding negative keywords. Adding negative keywords also limits your reach across all Google networks. For our last section, we'll dig into reporting and insights available with Performance Max campaigns. You might be asking, why do we not report at the network level? PMax campaigns are designed to optimize towards a retailer's business goal across networks through automation, rather than focusing on manual network level evaluation and optimization. For that reason, the campaigns don't provide manual network level targeting, exclusions, or bidding. Since network reporting would not be actionable, we're not offering that level of granularity. Now let's dive into the rich reporting that is available in the Google Ads UI and Insights tab. First, you can see device reporting by filtering the campaign. You can also see locations, landing pages, and ad schedule reports, which are also available. You can find product group reporting in the predefined reports section of your Google Ads account. You can assess trends from different categories or brands and use predefined reports for other segments for data analysis. Let's move into the Insights page. The Insights page was built to help give you more context and insights across your Google account. There are many rich insights that you can find on the account level and campaign level for Performance Max campaigns. Audience insights show you which audiences convert at a higher index, so you can use this to inform other pieces of your marketing strategy. This can be really powerful data to help you understand who your main customers are and use this data in the future. Consumer insights help identify themes and sub-themes of what types of searches your queries are showing on across search and shopping. You can also see the growth of these terms and look at different metrics like conversion value. Moving into performance shifts, these show which asset groups and/or products are driving positive or negative performance changes to give you a look into what is driving performance for your Performance Max campaign. Auction insights help you understand the competitive trends and how you can impact the performance of your campaigns. Lastly, we also have search trends and demand forecasts. Search trends show growth opportunities catered for your account specifically. Demand forecasts show upcoming demand-related trends that could influence changes in your campaigns. Hopefully you find all of these insights useful in assessing and planning ahead with your Performance Max campaigns. That's all from me, and I wanted to thank you for spending your time with me today. I'll pass it back to Jeff one last time to give us a recap and some reminders of upcoming Google Ads Academy events. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you both, Adam and Steph, for sharing your insights, experiences, and expertise. And in advance, I thank all of you for your continued effort to learn and be even more prepared in this rapid and constant world of change. While we have a moment, if you could indulge me or do me a favor and cross your arms, just like that. Now, looking down at your arms, identify which one is on top. Now, there's not a right or a wrong. It's just if your left is on top or your right is on top. Now, what I'd like you to do is reverse them. So, put the opposite on top and the opposite on the bottom? I'll give you a moment. Some of you, I think, are still just moving your arms in circles, but I guess my question to you is, how does that feel? For many people, they call that uncomfortable. And what's an easy thing to do when it's uncomfortable? It's easy to go back to what you were even more comfortable with. And what do they call that discomfort? They call that discomfort change. Hopefully, what you got out of this was some inspiration on why you should push through some of that discomfort and some specific ideas on how to be even more successful in this transition so you don't go back, but continue to move forward. All right, so who's looking for a chance to win some free Google swag like a Google Nest Hub? It's super easy to register. All you need to do is give us some feedback on the session. A form should have popped up on the right. We plan to use your feedback to make these events even better, so let us know what you think. And if you're ready for even more, we have an exciting upcoming event called Think Retail on August 30th. With our breakout sessions for Grow Omnichannel Sales, Grow Online Sales, and another deep dive into Performance Max. So remember how we talked about reviewing this content? This session will also be available on demand where you can review any of what you heard today at your own convenience. It's at adsonair.withgoogle.com/Google Ads Academy 2022. It's also on the slide in case you didn't get all that. It's adsonair.withgoogle.com/Google Ads Academy 2022. With that being said, on behalf of the entire Google Academy team, Adam, Steph, and myself, we say thank you. Until next time, take care of yourself. And if you can, take care of someone else too. Until then, gang, all the best.